There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to sell. Blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The brothers giving us care and the promise of death. The welcome of life without care.
I live
Master.
Clay Paris, who make you again Sktv Benyo. Say my journey, Tina can ask my yamu. And yes, I know money, and more I know. And you love
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandmaster.
And I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I didn't ya to money, and I said ya to money, and I couldn't play ya to money, and I could do ya to money, and I forget it now ya to money. That's the thing, and I forget it now. Cause you work on my ya to money.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa. Sktv, the best in Mama Liberia. Must hold by the lofa and grandmaster.
There are things we can do. We bring in good news and we give it to you. We touch it for podcast and connecting people and culture from here and up out of the globe. Qualified people who waiting to sell. The blessing our time and our efforts are rest. The broadcast we giving a real and the promise from best. The world with my life without fear. From Grandfather Nima to Lufa, from Riverside, River G to Chide, from Grand Crew, Bombing, Cape Mount, Montserrat, Sano to Backwalu, from Maryland, Bonk to the Mikey B. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB. We the best in the land, yeah, LIB.
Sktv, the best in Liberia. Sktv, the best in Africa.
Yes, indeed, a wonderful Wednesday to all of you. I don't know where are you this beautiful Wednesday evening. For matter of fact, having to be okay. So today's the 26th of August. So we're going 26 days in the 8th month, the month of August. Gradually, next week we'll be saying bye bye. But the month of August is gradually winding down. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to all of you, our dear channel listeners, our viewers, and our supporters, well wishers. Some of you that are respectfully disagree with us. That's the beauty of democracy for me. The only thing is that let us cause the issues, vote of confrontations, insults, and so forth. Because guess what? The time you and myself will take to be insulting one another, guess who benefit? Is the politicians. It make them happy. It make them feel that yes, indeed, we're putting their head together. Can you imagine the people who are supposed to be educating them? They are also making confusion with them. People who are supposed to be standing up for them, they are also insulting them. People that supposed, in fact, also help them when they are in need. They also go after them. They also insult them. They say a lot of things to them, and the politician benefit. I saw a post from one of our sisters, and she said something that really got to me. She said, I think she either asked out of Liberia, she said that our people who we kill ourselves for, in helping them, supporting them, some of them sending them to school, some of them, when they are sick, they reach out to us. Some of them, when they are faced with so many challenges or problems, they reach out to us and we help them. When we are advocating for better Liberia, they are the ones insulting us. When I read that post, I went down and I see the comments. Almost 95% or up to 98% of the comments are all saying, yes, indeed, what you are saying is truth. You are right. And these are facts. And I also saw some people from government side. I saw some people, also commenting from government side. Yes, it's true. So I'm like, oh, okay. So the people know that indeed what they are doing is wrong. But they choose to do whatsoever thing that they are doing just because quote, they have been sent, or either something is not just so right. We have 105. In fact, first of all, let me say good evening again. I'm Johnson. Johnson Maybankuda. I'm right here. I'm going to be with you up to 8 o'clock. Anytime from now on, our team of panelists, they will soon join us here very soon. It's still interesting. Liberia is an interesting country. We don't know exactly where we are heading to. Whether we are more into politics or we believe into politics than ever before, or should we continue to do politics? Because from all indications, it's like the entire rescue government, maybe they are forgetting the reason why they came to power. Everything is now politics, and distractions. But again, we'll come more to that. So like I was saying, you know, we are all human. Sometimes we all will make some mistakes along the way, and we are not perfect. But at the end of the day, the country should come first. Every time a government is in power or into the position, when they can understand about peace and reconciliation. I noticed that on the Flag Day, the government calling people for peace and reconciliation, the president Mandicom calling for peace and reconciliation, the finance minister calling for peace and reconciliation, the government official calling for peace and reconciliation. But guess what? They sit back behind the scene and they allow their lieutenants, their surrogates, to insult other people, to do things to other people, to say all kinds of things. In fact, these things are not heading anymore. All of these things are all glaring. The Facebook posts are all there. You can see it. People can screenshot these things and send it. But it's like you go behind the scene, you finish putting all of your tactics together on what to do, then you come out, and you pretend. So the reason why we are divided today in this country is because our government. Every time when the government comes to power, they feel that they own the people. Nobody should talk. Nobody should criticize. Nobody should say anything against them. So when you say it, they will send their surrogates, they will send their people against you to come and insult you. We're back to square one. What happened to SKD? But anyway, people, good evening, good afternoon, help us. Share the show. My sister, Zola Wesley, thank you for always following us. Everything we do, we are not perfect, but God, because God is there. Janet Tom K. Bullet, thank you so much for watching this show. Help us. I'm doing the sharing of the show. Mr. Dishu, the rest of the team of panelists will soon join us right here. I don't know about you, but if you love Liberia, I don't think you'll be getting angry when people look. If I were given opportunity to even serve this country, I will look at the media. Let me just tell you today, the reason why government, I'll keep feeling is because they see the media as people who are against them. So the media is against them, the civil society organization or the civil society people or activists or advocates against them, the oppositions against them. If I were leader, I will use these people instead of me wasting my time on looking for what you may call the other group of people advisor, religious advisor, the other kind of advisor. What kind of religious advisor in this age and time to advise whoever religious on what? When myself, I can easily communicate with God. So I will use the media, I will use the civil society organizations, I will use the opposition to tell me exactly how the country is running. If I'm not doing a rightful thing, the noise from outside will tell me, and I will change. Just simple as ABC. Well, because at the end of the day, people just think that by the time they take power, they tend to dictator immediately. So again, help us, man, share the show. Emmanuel, or in fact, Mustafa Balo, my good friend and brother, good evening. David Williams, all of you, please help us, give us a like, comment, and share. All of these things we are all saying today, they are all important. We're back. We're getting news from the SKD again. SKD listening now come again. We're getting news from the sports that we may not likely play on our soil in the AFCON qualifiers that starts 2020. In fact, AFCON 2027 rather. I think the qualifier anytime from now, in fact, we start. But we may not play home because of football field business. I was stating again, they say you get problem according to information, according to sports people. They say the LFA people, in fact, the CAP people that's supposed to come and inspect. In fact, I don't know whether they hear or they come in, but according to all indications, they say SKD now okay again. And then they'll continue to play the politics. The politics will help us. You know, when we see this, you get angry. Sorts of distractions. And the government, for me, I can tell you, my own thinking government, I'm a government, I like the government so much. But everything is just about distractions to the extent that nothing will understand anymore. When you see these people get angry, nothing. So what are you understanding now? Tell us. Well, now, let me bring on Mr. Dishu. We do the sharing of the show. Mr. Dishu, good evening, good afternoon, good morning.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, neighbor. Can you hear me clearly? Am I audible?
Mr. Dishu?
Hello, am I audible? Hello.
Well, so let me work. Let me say good evening to Sis Yumuntu Kranga. Thank you so much for always supporting the SKTV show. Some of you who out there, you know, let me take you, raw media institution is difficult. Anytime when you are critical that they, in fact, the government don't even do business with you. That's the first thing they have some of you to do. They see you as anti. They feel that you are not learning, or in fact, you're not going their side. So you are against. You see this kind of word that they use, that you are against them. So you are against us. So you are against us. So you are against the government.
Hello.
So nobody wants to discuss with you. Yeah, Mr. Tishu, thank God at least that you are okay. Thank God, Mr. Tishu, good evening.
Good evening, Melbourne. Good evening to the public, our listeners, our viewers, and my fans that normally watch here in Europe. I say hi to all of you, and I will be waiting and to follow the lead for the discussion for this evening. And there's a lot on the table to be discussed, and I know Melbourne have a platform set up. So I'm here today to make my contribution. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Dishu. So many things that you said, so many things happening back home, ranging from the former vice president for the first time spending your first night at the Monrovia Central Prison, or better say the Sub Beach, right there, you know, on the allegations of a connection with drugs issues back home. So that discussion still continue. There are mixed reactions from the public. People are saying that it's a selective justice because how come some of the police officer, or in fact the security officer, even talk about the acting LD boss or Biako, who in fact was dismissed by the president up to now, is still home, relaxing, enjoying himself on a very comfortable blanket. Why someone of other people who have been allegedly linked also, maybe of receiving gift, they are right there at the South Beach. So Liberians are concerned about the kind of way our government is proceeding when it comes to the issue of the drug situation back home. And there are claims and counterclaims as to whether FBI is really in country, because from all indications, some of us, we are yet to see them, to even hear about them, even though I think one of our sister platforms maybe talk about that. But up to date, we are yet to see whether FBI here also helping the Liberian government, even though the Liberian government itself having come up openly to also talk about, yes, the maybe the help from the FBI, or whether they are yet to investigate. So Liberians are mostly concerned about the situation. Some are also calling it distractions, because their livelihood, there are so many things, so many life challenges that need to be looked at. But at the end of the day, the government continue to play politics. And some of them are saying, others are saying, no, this is the right thing. At least let justice be done. It shouldn't be only common people who will be taken into prison. At least thank God that the government is taking her people of high authority into prison, at least when it comes to the issue of justice. But again, we are still concerned, and we want to know as to how the drugs issue going to end. Who are those people that behind the entire drugs business, and how the $317 million worth of drugs came into Liberia up to now, even the ship once upon a time seeing Grand Cayman and disappear. That was seen somewhere around Africa coast. There are no news about the ship up to date. We haven't heard any news again. So Liberians are still more concerned about that. And also, while coming on the show, we also get this sport news that Liberia may not play on a soil here for the African Cup of Nations qualifier due to the inspection, quote unquote, that will be done by the CAF. And we get a report that our stadium, the SKD, is not up to task to host some of the games that will be played. So because of that, we may not host some of the matches back home. Yeah, so Mr. Dishu, these are some of the happening back home. Liberians are mostly concerned about the situation, the drugs issue, and so forth. So far, so good. These are things. I don't know any other things along the way when we're going, or maybe we're going on the show. We will inform our people and let them know exactly about some of the 20 national news that are happening along the way. Mr. Dishu?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I'm getting you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll go along with the key of what you had just put up for us for the discussion for this evening. Madam Joa Howard Taylor, first night being at the Central Prison. We talked about the sports and the decline of our sport in Liberia is another concern again. And I go along with everything that you have put up for us to discuss this evening. So let me start off with the first night at the prison with Madam Taylor. You know, maybe I look at Liberia at this particular time, and I feel that we have gone to another stage of our lives, watching and seeing blatant lies being led by the government, and the people have accepted the lies and going along with it. I have come to the reality that the worst part of our society have been manipulated by politics, and to see the poor defending the rich who are responsible for their own poverty, it causes a concern. That means to say our society is damaged beyond repair to the fact that if we're going to be the fools keep telling lies and the educated people keep clapping for them, then that means to say we're gone a far way right now from what we were before. Our first night at the prison signified that the government, in their own sense, is doing justice. But if you get the comments and the response from the Liberian people and how they feel about it, you hear something completely different. There's a lot of facts that have been left out of this and a lot of lies that have been put into it. We are all seeing in modern days that the communication outlet is so numerous that you cannot depend on only one side, like how we used to depend only on BBC and CNN. But not everybody can bring in their own news because they have their smartphone. They can take photos, they can record, and they can do all of that. But like I've been saying long before, that this is a conspiracy against the oppositions to keep them quiet and to dismantle whatever organization that they had to put forth for the future election of our country. They want to damage that particular campaign before it even starts. So that is the game plan. And the game plan is working so far. The only thing that we have to do as concerned citizens and people of Liberia is to make sure that what the government is telling us is true. We should look in between the lines and put the I and T together to realize that whatever we're going to do or whatever we're going to say are the right things in the power march of our country and people. But the conspiracy theory that I tried to explain yesterday and from the 19th of August when Madam Joa Howard first was arrested, I gave one or two claims about what was actually happening. And I think they're coming through forth right now about the telephone call being made and where was she and who conference part that he was within that had this plan that set it up to make a call to the madam to get her response for them to put their one and one together to be able to come up with something very much they will believe in the public eyes truth. That means a recording of what she said with she. They are putting it up as one of the facts that they have against her. But there's a lot of loopholes within that. Like we said yesterday, if you're going to charge this woman or this madam rather with all the heavy charges, do the government have the evidence for these things? When you talk about trafficking, somewhere being like, have you ever heard about Joa Howard trafficking drugs? They will have to prove that because we have not heard it. And if they believe that what has been happening, I believe they should bring up the proof because not only that telephone conversation that would give the public perception that fact that yes, this woman here is a drug dealer, or rather, they want to know who is the Sheikh man himself. If you really want to find out who Sheikh is, it's the homework that we all have been trying to do. He's allegedly being held by the American government for investigation for passport and other wrongdoings. And being in Liberia, he's being protected by the Liberian government, looking at the scam and the conspiracy that they have put together. They brought him in because he had some means of being with Vice President, former Vice President rather, Taylor, during her time reign. And what they wanted to extract out of him was that whatever he and her had done, because she had traveled to Dubai, they were part of her traveling entourage, and they wanted certain things to prove to the Liberian people that whatever they're going to put out will be factual to the fact that the layman will be able to see and say, oh yes, it is true. But they are forgotten. There's a lot of other information that we know about that doesn't make any sense in a $317 million drug bust. And we heard about the police escorting it and all of that. So my question is, so since through 2021, 2022, you want to tell me that she's still in control as they claim that she's the head of the drug business? Or is she the one that ordered the patrol chief to go and carry the drug? You see, these are things that I would say a broad daylight lie that the government brought to the public to accept. The public are not going to accept that because we believe that that is completely false. We don't see any bearing in it as investigators to put those two things together. 2021, 2022 with 2026 drug bust. I don't see any link in it. If any link in it, let the government let us know. Because these are some of the questions that I believe that if it's not with the help of the courts, that we're going to have a fair, clear, independent, and transparent ruling on that. I believe,
Investigators.
yeah, I believe that the government gonna have a hard time in producing any kind of evidence on the charges that they lay
Uh,
against.
yes, Mr. Tishu, we have so many questions that we'll be asking you today on the show. We want our people. Let Mr. Tishu also thinking, some of us, that how we are also thinking. And I know you out there as laymen, we can always say, some of you, because for me right now, I want to be hosting you people, the marketeers, the motorcyclists, our old folks, our young people, if you have some of the opportunity to come, you come here Monday to Wednesday, come here, we'll have an interview with you. You too, you can also be part of the show. And just call me on the same number that you're always calling me on. Say, maybe I want to be part today so that we also can discuss about our country. Come on, just later on ahead to let me know, and I will be able to have you on, or in fact, we'll bring you on the show. I hope that you're getting me. For me, I don't believe in the big shots. I believe in the common people out there, like Mr. Dishu saying. So, yeah, Mr. Dishu, we're getting this news. Thank you to Elena, and I think Kevin for always joining us. Thank you so much. Jim, David, all of you that were watching. But Mr. Dishu, quickly, let me just let the news out. I'm getting a report that on tomorrow, or between Thursday, August 27, 2026, and Friday, August 28, 2026, the Supreme Court is expected to deliver a ruling in a total of 55 cases, and 30 of these cases will be delivered on Thursday, and 25 of the cases on Friday. The docket include matters ranging from murder to ejectment actions and debt disputes, on underscoring the court's heavy case law as it conclude its last judicial term. So some of the cases will be the arson case, and the term the arson case, that means the fire incident at the Capitol Hill, or the Capitol arson case on Friday will be the 28th of August 2026 at about 11 a.m. And the Chief Justice, Nyame Kwekwe Senior, will hand down the ruling in the arson, or the Capitol arson case involving former House Speaker J. Fonanti Kofa and Representative Jason Darisibo, Abu B. Kamara, and K. Jacob C.D. Tarisibi Debbie. So some of you there who are thinking about the cases, on Thursday, beginning tomorrow up to Friday, some of the cases that are in judgment, people have their issues, the way some of the cases, the procedures. So the Supreme Court will be coming down tomorrow, beginning tomorrow to Friday, with their rulings about some of the cases. But again, Mr. Dishu, let me come back to you. Do you believe that we have any kind of more quote unquote international people here? Because this news now have been out, and some of our people buy the news. Oh yeah, we have the international people here, we have the FBI, we have the kind of thing. But for me, I stand to be corrected. I don't really believe, because at least Front Page Africa carries some kind of stuff. I think it's Front Page Africa, one of the local did it, that I think the actually call Congress people are now recommending for Congress to look into the situation in Liberia that had to do with the importation, exportation of drugs. So I think that means Congress is not aware, or America is, even though they are following, but in general, that means they are not aware of certain situation here in Liberia, and the people want them to be involved. So with the kind of information that, oh, FBI here and the other people here. So I want to do, if I'm asking you this question before we bring on Mr. Kone, do you believe that FBI is here? And if it is true that FBI here, are they also part of the $135,000 quote unquote charges that are also going on with the former vice president?
Maybe this is the irony of this whole thing. The plan that these guys have, which are put into a conspiracy that they have set up, is something that they have put all together into one box to make sure that whatever track that anybody have to go into this web to release themselves is going to be really, really hard. What I'm saying is that we just talked about the court and releasing out the their final verdict or opinion on cases about 50 and 25, and some of them will include murder and all of that. But what I took into account was that the asylum case that happened on the Capitol building. Now, we got Gerald Howard Taylor into problem. Yeah, the Capitol building is being done as accused. Most of the people that are involved are high heritage of the CDC party. And they want to put all of this into one clue, got the vice president in, the former vice president in prison, conclude on the burning of the Capitol building together. Probably they're going into effect to convict the other people. And if that is going to happen, I believe we're going to have a storm in Liberia. Because then it will tell us vividly that the government has been selected and they plan against the opposition, preparing themselves for 2029. I believe it will be something that the public will not be willing to accept so easily, because there's a lot of lies behind this whole thing. They cannot link the vice president with this particular drug case. You cannot talk about 2021, 2022, with all of what has been said. There's nothing in that conversation or in that whatever talk that they had that was recorded. There was nothing talk in it about drug. So I don't know what the defense going to do, but I think they have the defense set up already. Her defense lawyers, I think they're prepared because there have been a lot of loopholes. But again, it will go back to the courts. If the courts have been influenced by the executive, then we're going to have a serious problem on our hands. Because we expect at this moment there is no way out for Joel or the oppositions handling any part of this particular thing. Like Monk said, they are in control and they will take it as it is because they have the power. But if the power is being misused and the people cannot revolt against it, that sends a message that they are in total control. So what is happening right now is that the vice president has been cornered to the fact that whatever allegation that they have on her, these are things that I have talked about before.
All right. Yeah. So, Mr. Dishu, thank you. I was just asking that question because I want our doubts to be clear, because you, from the security background, that's why I was asking as to whether we have any international partners also partnering with our government when it comes to the issue.
That the pull for the international partners was that they wanted the public to know that they are not doing the investigation all alone, because we are asked for independent investigation, right? So they brought in the tone of the FBI, the European people, all of them are there. Yes, the European got one or two representatives there. Yes, the DEA from America had one or two representatives there. But
are you really sure of this information? Because all I'm saying, no, it's not true.
I'm sure what is happening, Melbourne, is that they are not part of the investigation. They sit down to the different embassies or wherever they are, and they receive reports on what is happening from the investigators. You see, that where the mislink is. They're making us to understand that these foreigners are in the country to assist. But these foreigners are just there because, like we all say, that we are a sovereign country and we'll do things for ourselves. So the people will sit down and they will bring the information or whatever report that they have and give it to the people. The people, now the foreigners, will have their own side because they're getting news from the media, news from the different podcasts around, and they are watching. So they cannot interfere into our thing right now. So the government is in the lead. While the government is in the lead, the government is fighting hard to make the public to understand that their investigation is being done with foreign partners being part of it. That is it.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Corner. Good evening. What say you? Everything. Good afternoon to you, and welcome.
Mabon, thank you. Good afternoon. Let me say good afternoon to my dear brother Chief.
Good afternoon, brother.
Yeah, great to see you guys again. And let me say good afternoon, good evening to the followers. Fascinating topic, you know. I know the first topic on the discussion here has to do with the former vice president. You know, Mabon, in politics, they got something they call self-inflicted political wounds. That's what this Unity Party and the government have done to themselves. You know, the institution this former vice president belongs to, the institutions now, the plural, from two former ruling parties, and somehow, take it or leave it, they were popular political parties up to today's date, the MPP and the CDC. To draw up charges that becomes very, very, very difficult to defend in court, yes, it's self-inflicted. Not only that, Mabon, to look at an individual that have served in capacities, reputable capacities in the nation, and incriminate them, when in fact, actual doers of current acts are passing around in Monrovia town. People would dichotomize, they would draw the line, they delineate to see the work of the government that indeed this is a political vision. Now I know they rescuer passing sarcastically talking about, oh, witches needs to be haunted. Fine. But Mabon, do you know the salary of the vice president of the Republic of Liberia? It's $240,000 per year.
You're talking about the VP budget, right? I think
No,
it's
no,
around
not budget, not a budget.
Okay.
I said the salary.
Okay, all right, go ahead. Sorry.
The vice president budget is in the tune of a little over $2 million.
Yes, indeed.
Now, to come and talk about somebody that was earning that, and before that, as a senator, she was earning over $200,000 per year as a senator. To tell me that such a lady will leave from Liberia and go to Qatar to discuss about $35,000 or $175,000 as an assistant from a drug baron to sanction to allow them to traffic drug in Liberia. I mean, what sort of comical thing is this, Mabel? Mind you, this woman is a two-term senator from Bong County that was earning such a money. The salary under the Ellen government for senator was $210,000 per year. If somebody was earning such a money, and you tell me that they will go settle down, put a repetition in line for $35,000 or $40,000 or so and so forth, way below what they're earning, not 1 year, not 2 years, not 3 years. How do you explain that, Mabel? Well, let's come back to the drug law of 2023. Go back and read that drug law, Mabel. It's telling you, in order for you to be, because it becomes a non-billable under a government that is said that was initiated drug trafficking, but they drew all the harshest drug law in our nation, not even under Joseph Boakai and Ellen government. George Weah's government, the CDC government, drew all the harshest law for drug trafficking in our land, non-billable. And it states that you must be in a position, you're trafficking, you're manufacturing, and you're exporting. Can this government be in the bold face, look at the Liberian people and tell us that Joe Howard Taylor was somewhere manufacturing drug, trafficking drug, and then, of course, selling it on the market in Liberia? I will emphatically tell you that it's almost impossible to defend. But those are the charges. Now, if they are going to draw a charge and say, oh, somebody facilitating, it's another thing. But you coming up boldly to tell her that you're charging her with this level of heinous charges, and you go to court to defend that. Now, the only thing that I would say, I don't trust the judicial system of Liberia because it's been heavily influenced by this government. So perhaps they will try to arm twist, like what happened in the 12 case now. They will try to arm twist the judge and the jurors over there so that they could convict the former vice president. But this is a case that you cannot defend. So I just wanted to point those things out, maybe. And again, the good thing about it is that whatever the government is selling to the Liberians are not buying it because we are no longer stupid people. Every Liberian, be a bitter bus seller or cold charcoal seller in the market, at least they can put a dollar data in their phone and listen and see social media. Look how Senator Koga was speaking today. He laid it out. He's telling you that, oh man, the president's son acknowledged receiving calls from drug barons. He acknowledged interacting with people, whether he needed for drug purposes. But up to today's date, the police could not even invite such a man for questioning. At least to talk about it, even arrested. Up to today. But you're going to hold a former vice president of the nation, former first lady, former deputy governor of the republic that has pretty lived in that country for almost 30 years now or so going. Pretty consistently. That almost her activity is an open book in the republic. To come out and humiliate her and try to malign her in such a way. And you expect that people will not speak on it? Kudos to the senators that are speaking up and standing up. You know, it's unfortunate that somebody like Darius Dillon, that served as chief of staff to this president and to the former vice president, could not, up to now, can't even utter a word in her defense. Because why? He's part of the rescue missionary. This man, you work with this lady. She gave you a job in her office before. And you can't even defend her today. But again, this is Liberia for you, Mabel. It's great to be here. And I know
yes, wonderful. Yes, wonderful. So let's move. In fact, let's hear from Senator Samuel Koga of Nima County. Like you said, today you were seen at the CEO right there at KV Street. Very, in fact, well attended today on the KV Street end there, where we were seeing that today having some interactions with some Liberians about this situation, national issues, and so forth. And so, yeah, so let's see quickly. They're having, in fact, I have the video play from Samuel Koga, and Samuel Koga have been said. In fact, he spoke on two major issues that caught people's attention. He spoke about the police RG. He also talked about the president's son. But first, let's hear from him about concerning the police RG. What he had to say here, then we talk about that. Quickly move to the president's son, where he also talk about the president's son. I don't know what if we have so many of these leaders that will be brave enough not to be taking things back after saying, oh, I take it back. Every time you take it back. But anyway, let's hear from Senator Samuel Koga.
And the police director of the Republic of Liberia, honor the me, the lieutenant, can be involved into those activities. Honor him also as a security that he's been paid by the Liberian government, by the Liberian people to monitor every secret activities in the police and nationwide to protect life and property. And he cannot detect. He doesn't deserve to be a police director of the country. He needs to resign. He needs to resign. To honor your watch you get a lieutenant, you can say everything or go and kind of report to you. But if involving drug activity, you say you're not aware. They want to make you a security chief. But you can detect people who honor you, who committing crime, and you're arresting people who committing crime. Liberians, we got to be very rational in our approach. This country belongs to every one of us, and we must do it in a way that people will be respected and people should be accountable when they are in a position.
Wonderful. That's good. Let's start with you, Mr.
A bunch of lies that put to the Liberian public. These are some of the things that the public had taken note of Mabel.
Yes. So, Mr. Tishu, I come here, let me ask you this question, because you were also talking about the security implications, because now we start talking about 2021, 2022, and that's so confusing even to our own people. Our people talking about current event, but what we start talking about 2021, 2022. And let's go back to the issue of security that you talked about not too long, as to if this lady in question, she was, in fact, her government has been removed from power. How can she still controlling the cycle of the security? Is that possible, Mr. Dishu? And then Mr. Conan, the same question will come back to you. How is she, maybe, how she control the entire police, the police RG and all of them? How come? How this thing happening?
The propaganda machinery and the conspiracy that they have set up against the woman will have been set up in a way that they had put themselves out there, like what Brother Abi was saying. They are self-inflicted and so. Because the fact remains that all of us saw what happened. Mabel, nothing was hidden. We saw that the communication that was read between Jojo and the supposed to be a cartel of people corresponding with each other. That was brought to the public glare. Everybody had their own decision on it. We saw vividly the $10,000 case that was received by Viago and given to the director. And if the NSA had not had a surveillance on the woman who gave that money to follow her up and ask her to go for questioning at the safe house or at the NSA bureau, we had never gotten to know about the $10,000 business. Seriously. What happened was that after she gave the money, she left the area. She was followed up by the NSA officer, and they arrested her and took her to the safe house, and she was questioned. And that is when she revealed about the $10,000. Now, at that time, Gregory did not know that the woman had been handled. You see, he did not know. They were still in a conference. He took the $8,000 and gave the other balance to whosoever they were sharing the money with. After an hour or so, when they received the information that Biago was called by NSA for questioning, he jacked. And when Biago went there, he had to confess because the woman was right there. He could not lie. So that is a trap they entangled themselves within. Now, for the IG to free himself out of this, he had a discussion with them that this particular board will go to the administrative board. There's a crime being involved. We're talking about drug business. The people receiving money from the cartel. They can talk about sending a man with evidence being shown about the $10,000, and he's sending for administrative call or something like that. Or you asking him to go to the administrative place for questioning. That is absurd. This man also have been on the list as one of the main person under investigation, receiving that $10,000, and next to him was the IG. But the plan is that the IG is supposed to protect himself and protect Jojo and whosoever that is being part of this particular thing, because he is the one that got a dry face. I will like Brown man would say, the man who got dry face. Because if the man got dry face, he can say anything, he give a damn about what is happening. That is the situation we have fallen into, Mabel.
All right, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Mr. Conan. What say you with the same question? And are we moving? Go ahead.
Yeah, Mabel, Like I stated, the Liberians are in tune, and the issue about the American and the British and all the people. Maybe it's all the even if they are this crisis, there are something called Interpol and other things. Those people have to be involved globally, security wise. They will have to be involved because it's for their own safety, and even as citizens that travel to the various countries. So obviously, they got to know the security situation in those places, and eventually, if there's crisis of this nature, they will be involved. So it's not that specifically something must happen before they send people there. Those very embassies that you see, those embassies, especially the Western embassies, a lot of them have those kind of people in those places to ascertain and then help with information, to even help with the government as a partner. So yes, it's possible that those people are there, but they will operate in a covert way that they're not going to be in a space open, and that people are going to be seeing them, this and that, all the kind of things. But they will have to be there to help with the process. So that is nothing big or nothing new, but it doesn't negate the fact that the government is covering up. The government is covering all, and those people that are in those various countries from the various Western world, America, Britain, and France, they are documenting those things. And if they find out that you are covering deliberately and being selective on your investigation and justice system, those things are documented, Mabon. Make no mistake about it. Those things are documented, and those report will be forwarded to the various capitals. Because they're seeing that you have almost a $500 million drug bust, and all of the principal people that you call for questioning, you say there are people of interest. Some have been dismissed, suspended, and they are even yet to be arraigned in court or even brought up to prison. They're still masquerading around.
So
especially in the cycle. Maybe let me put on this. Especially in the cycle of the police director. Koga was on point today. You cannot be the chief law enforcement officer of the nation, and your inner cycle, not outside, your inner cycle are involved. They have been pointed out. And then you say you were not aware of it. That's incompetence. And at the higher level, obviously, the job, you are not deserving of that job. Meaning to say you don't know what you're doing. All right.
So that means, yes. So that means, Mr. Corner, in short, what you are saying. So that means that, for example, if the team that are here, maybe they may not, maybe fully take charge, they will only observe, and after observation, sometimes maybe they notice sometimes some manipulation and so forth, but they will not talk. In short, what you are saying, and they will put all of their reports and maybe carry to Congress, or maybe carry to whatsoever place that is supposed to carry. And at the end of the day, maybe after observation, everything, filing and so forth with evidence, maybe that they will show. Maybe, okay, send the people saying they don't want to be sincere to us. Maybe that's your apology. Are you sensing that maybe there may be sanctions on maybe other people who want to make the entire process to look like it's all about politics? They play politics, they do this, they do that, that destroy evidence, they do the other one, and at the end of the day, yes, let's make the noise. Are you sensing something of that? That's what I want to ask you about. What you just stated, yes.
In the realm of possibility, you can't rule that out, Maple. Those are things that the people are capable of doing. But Maple, let me just take you back to the previous government. When there was this issue about the money issue, the 16 billion, blah, 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 the whole $25 million issue, the government of Liberia at the time requested assistance. So that was not in secret. They requested assistance for investigation into it to authenticate or ascertain what really happened with the money. And there when you had a Crow report. Crow went into Liberia. They investigated the forensic, they did everything financially, and they had a comprehensive report on it. And they established that there was nothing like that got missing in that place. So this is not a case here with this investigation. If the government has officially requested there should be some kind of independent investigation, or we want the international community, in this case America or France, to come in and conduct thorough investigation on it. Obviously, it will be in the public space, and they will have to issue public statement or public report on it. But in this case, if they are doing maybe getting cover assistance, they're not going to be into the day-to-day, like going in the slums to understand where the drugs are and so on and so forth. They will not do those things like that. All right? So in this case, whatever it is, that their observations and the trend of event that you are going with as a government, they are documenting it. Obviously, they are obliged. They are forced to give some report to their capitals, bigger capital. Now, it left the capital government to take decisions. Whether they see that, oh, somebody is being covered up here and know fully they are fully covered, because mind you, Mabel, when it comes to the financial transactions, where if bank traces and all those things there, the people are capable of investigating the thing there. Because if they know that maybe you came under the limelight as somebody said, then they start to investigate. Or you had this oral transaction, you did this, you did that.
Exactly. That's where our coming, Mr. Corner, because the previous government officials, even though the previous government by them, they were more closer to the U.S. platform, is no secret. Every little thing they want to do, they were always involved. The U.S., even including the $100 million war for drugs, the 16 billion and so forth, they were having them back to back. But at the end of the day, they were shocked when the sanctions came about. So that's where I'm coming from, because at the end of the day, they will be interacting with you, working with you, doing everything. But at the end of the day, by the time they go back to their area and parting all of their investigation report and so forth, they say, no, I think these people, for all indication, maybe this crime, these are some of the mistakes, these are some of the missteps, these are some of the things that they are into. So no need for all the waste our time. The only thing is, let's just put sanction on a few individuals here and there, because we experienced that. The same question will go to Mr. Dishu, but because from all indications is that we are playing games.
Yeah, maybe let me just close on this. With the previous government, we always know exactly what happened during our previous government, especially from the opposition came at the time. Maybe those people were in Washington, D.C., in the opposition, a lot of them even giving testimonies at congressional hearings and all those kind of things, writing those people, Peter Paul is doing X, Y, Z. Take, for instance, like the Jefferson Koji. There were a whole lot of negative reports that were written on our little board over there, how you were involved in this, you were involved in that, and those things got documented. You understand? And based on that, the congressional, the Chris Smith and other people, they decide to influence some sanctions on people over there. And those people in Liberia, like the Senator Magay, all of those sanction people, they have availed themselves. They said, oh, okay, this sanction on us here, we are willing to be investigated here. This government going 3 years now. They put it right over there, maybe they can't even seek any assistance from the American government so that the people could be investigated. They are there. So, and then in America, yeah, they will keep telling you, they say sanction is politically motivated. Those are political tools. All right? And sometimes they can go through it. The president could just say, you know what, we lift the sanction on the person. We have not found anything, you know, and they relax it. So that's how the whole thing works, maybe. Like, for instance, what happened with the Syrian president now? That guy, he was a sanction guy. But today, he's a good friend of America. They literally all that's in there over there, and then he's operating. So that thing that it was politically motivated, we all know that. But with this issue here, there are pictorial evidence. There are people that you yourself as government have even dismissed them. You have suspended them. But yet today, you have not even arena in court. And you know the reason why they're doing that, Bebon? Because they know when it comes to drug trafficking and everything else, it's non-billable, and they don't want to put their people in jail while they investigate them. So that's the reason why they don't even want to take them to court for now to arraign them. And they're passing all around the place. But you go grab a former vice president that has lived pretty consistently. Her whole life is an open book in her. Maybe what sense it really make? That woman was first lady, her husband was president of a nation. She didn't get involved with drug trafficking. Now that she's former vice president, that touch will be passing around. What influence has she on the security apparatus?
Well, okay, so Mr. Corner, I will leave you and that Mr. Tishu on for the next 15 minutes. At least I will join you people after this week. I better stay in the quarantine. Yes, indeed. So you guys can continue.
Maybe for me, they put something on to play in the meantime, and then when you come back, then we can hang on, okay?
All right, no problem. Thank you. So let me see. Some of you who are watching and better say following the show. This is the SKTV show. Any moment from now, we'll be going for our news break.
The president's son was accused on a social media by cartel. Isn't it? So they gave him money. But he denied that he right. But he said, you know the people. He interacted with some people. Whether they are cartel, he not know. But now they are cartel. What is the government doing to bring Jojo to investigation? When last have we heard that Jojo has been invited by the police? The president's son was accused on a social media by cartel. Isn't it? So they gave him money. But he denied that he right. But he said, you know the people. He interacted with some people. Whether they are cartel, he not know. But now they are cartel. What is the government doing to bring Jojo to investigation? When last have we heard that Jojo has been invited by the police? I want the Liberian people to listen and listen very well and not misquote him but quote me directly. It raised serious concern in the community. It shows that the government is trying to shield those involved in the drug activity, but rather focus on the bad regime because the bad regime was dealing allegedly in drugs. It's unfair. It's unfair. Jojo is not above the law. Police invite a man, and when you invite in that kind of a case, when Jojo is invited, it should be known by the public with policy statement. That we, based on the statement we heard and Jojo info on the issue, the fact that he has several of connection with the people, he needs to answer a question. Nothing of that on the radio. Jojo, the president's son.
The nation exercise. We are coming to you live here in Tottenberg, Bombing County, where we are in conversation with the Chief Executive Officer of the Masales Foundation. I'm here with my colleague who will move straight over to the CEO as we have a bit of conversation on the foundation's recent the nation exercise. Good evening and welcome to the media.
Good evening, and I'm happy to be here with you people today. It's a pleasure.
Can we know your name?
I'm Thomas Masale, the founder and Chief Executive Officer of the Masales Foundation.
Today you're in bombing. You just came back home from the United States of America and visiting the Liberia government hospital, to the referral hospital, because this hospital provides, services to a patient coming from bombing, Kitmount, Bapuru, and part of, Moserado County. You care to tell us more about your gesture towards the health sector?
Yes, I was very happy today to see myself here giving back to the country and to the county. The Masale Foundation were established to impact the lives of the less fortunate and also to buttress government effort. Government cannot do everything. So for us that travel, once you have the opportunity and the means of helping your country or the people, I advise every Liberian we have to help to make Liberia a better place. Sometimes people go to hospitals, there are things they will tell you, oh, we don't have this. Like what we donated here today, like you listening to the health doctor, they will be used for the intended purpose. And like last week, we started distribution of school materials. Schools are about to open. There are students, their parents cannot afford. So we are going to operate in the entire Liberia, beginning with bombing, Bapolu, Kitman, and Moserado. So those things we brought here today, and we'll be moving up to Bapolu and Kitman as well.
Now, one would like to know, there are a lot of Liberians who have traveled out there, and someone may say it's kind of rare to see someone coming back to give back to his or people in a fun and manner in which you just mentioned. So a lot of people would like to know where to push you. You know, Masale could probably say, what I have for myself, I use it for my family. But why taking such stand, such direction to give back to your country? What push you to do that?
For the fact that we are all Liberians, we were born in this country, we know the struggle we went through, our parents, we know what they went through, and we are out there. Sometimes we see people are in hospitals and they cannot even afford medical bills. Sometimes they can't even afford some of these things that we donated here today. And when you come to the hospital, they don't have the walker, they don't have crutches and things. People will be holding you under your arm. You see, and the reason why I'm pushed to do this is, you know, no matter how we travel, Liberia is all we have. There is nowhere better than home. Like I said, if every Liberian we could work together, thinking about giving back to our country, instead of just being out there and we look up to government to do everything, our people, they are going to go through a lot. So this is why I take this stand today. At least I have my partners, the Mission Central Computer Ministry, and also the Benjamin Community of Hope. We are all partnering together to make sure we get back to Liberia to impact the lives of our people, to see how best what we can do, at least to improve the life of our people, those that are in hospitals and what have you, and the entire country.
Let me not miss this question. You know, at times politicians come in different forms, you know, and as we draw closer to 2029, you find people coming in such, you know, directions, claiming funding, you know, humanitarian organizations. At the end of the day, you get, you know, you find them getting involved into the politics of this country. Is it that the Masale Foundation is not thinking about 2029?
First of all, the Masale Foundation, we are non-political. This is a non-profit organization. And for the people we partner with in America, you know, we have something called 501c3. We have to establish our foundation, everything in America and also in Liberia as well. And once you have your 501c3, this thing that we bring, our partners give to us, we have to use them for the intended purpose and not for political purpose.
Now,
so most people have been asking this question because what you said, that's what happened when we are getting to election years. You see people coming in doing donations and other things, and few months or year, then you will see them, they want to contest, they want to use that means to attract the minds of the people. But the Masale Foundation, we are non-governmental organization, we are non-political. We are there to impact the lives of our people and to give back to our country.
Now, currently you are in Todmanberg. Do you want to also inform the people what would be the foundation's next activities, you know, in terms of reaching out to other communities or other counties?
Like we are in Bomi County today, and tomorrow is Wednesday. Thursday will be in Rossville, Monserrado County. We will be doing like back to school for students. Schools are about to open, and also we will be giving things to older people and also to students as well. Apart from school supplies, we will also be giving clothes and things to students, and also we'll be giving packages to the older people. And from there, we will be headed to Grand Cape County as well. And there are a lot to do. We have so many places to go, but right now we have Grand Cape County and Rossville for the next donation.
There is this information, there is this information about a computer training that the foundation wants to, you know, establish. Our people are following. Do you care to probably make comment on that as well?
Yes, the Masale Foundation, these are things we are into. Like I said, sometimes when we travel, some of these things we see out there, we should be able to bring it back to the country to impact the lives of our people. For example, I have my daughter, she just 6 years of age. And when you see her doing computer and things, she wasn't born with it. It's not a miracle. You see, when you graduate from high school, at least you should have computer knowledge. But we see in our country, there are people who graduate from high school, they have no computer knowledge, even colleges. So for that reason, the Masale Foundation, we decided to install computer in school. We will provide teachers at least to be teaching The moment you graduate from high school, you have a computer skill, you know how to serve as secretary, as cashier. You already learned something. You don't have to graduate from high school and then you go back to computer school. So that's why the Masale Foundation, we are setting up a computer literacy program wherein we'll be taking sometimes some school based on the population, 25 pieces, 50 pieces, 100 pieces. We set them up and we will provide instructors to be teaching the students within that school. But that will only be a government school, not private school.
Is there any other question or any other thing you would love, preferring to the peaceful citizen of Liberia following this interview that we ask you? Any other thing?
So far, I think all of the questions were asked, and the only thing I would have to say is Liberia is all we have. No matter where we find ourselves, let's see how we can work to get back to our country. We shouldn't depend on government to do everything for our people. Why, if you want to depend on the government and the government says for 6 years and they couldn't do nothing to impact the lives of your people, but you could have done it, what become of your people? So I urge every Liberian out there, once you have the opportunity, you have the means of giving back to our people, let us give back to Liberia. Liberia is all we have. You can be deported from any country around the world. You can never be deported from Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. We're nice talking with you.
The lieutenant can be involved into those activities under his watchful eye as a security that he's been paid by the Liberian government, by the Liberian people to monitor every secret activities in the police and nationwide to protect life and property. And he cannot detect. He doesn't deserve to be a police director of the country. He needs to resign. You need to resign. You honor your watchful eye, you get a lieutenant, you can say everything to go and kind of report to you. But the involving drug activity, you say you know where they want to make you a security chief. That you can detect people who honor you, who committing crime, and you arresting people who committing crime. Liberians, we got to be very rational in our approach. This country belongs to every one of us. And we must do it in a way that people will be respected and people should be accountable when they are in a position. And the police director of the Republic of Liberia honor to me, the lieutenant, can be involved into those activities under his watchful eye as a security that he's been paid by the Liberian government, by the Liberian people to monitor every secret activities in the police and nationwide to protect life and property, and he cannot detect. He doesn't deserve to be a police director of the country. He needs to resign. He needs to resign. You honor your watchful eye, you get a lieutenant, you can say everything to go and kind of report to you. But the involving drug activity, you say you're not aware. They want to make you a security chief. That you can detect people who honor you, who committing crime, and you're arresting people who committing crime. Liberians, we got to be very rational in our approach. This country belongs to every one of us, and we must do it in a way that people will be respected and people should be accountable when you're in there. To bring Jojo to investigation. When last have we heard that Jojo has been invited by the police? I want the Liberian people to listen and listen very well and not misquote him but quote me directly. It raises serious concern in the community. It shows that the government is trying to shield those involved in the drug activity, but rather focus on the bad regime because the bad regime was dealing allegedly in drugs. It's unfair. It's unfair. Judge was not above the law. Police invite a man, and when you invite the kind of a case, when Jojo is invited, it should be known by the public with policy statement. That we, based on the statement with her and Jojo info on the issue, the fact that he has several of connection with the people, he need to answer question. Nothing of that on the radio. Jojo, the president's son. The president's son was accused on a social media by cartel. Isn't it? So they gave him money. When he denied that he right. When he said he know the people, he interacted with some people. Whether they are cartel, he not know. But now they are cartel. What is the government doing to bring Jojo to investigation? When last have we heard that Jojo have been invited by the police? I want the Liberian people to listen and listen very well and not misquote him but quote me directly. A real serious concern in the community. It shows that the government is trying to shield those involved in the drug activity, but rather focus on the bad regime because the bad regime was dealing allegedly in drugs. It's unfair. It's unfair. Judge was not above the law. Police invite a man, and when you invite the kind of a case, when Jojo is invited, it should be known by the public with policy statement. That we, based on the statement with her and Jojo info on the issue, the fact that he has several of connection with the people, he need to answer question. Nothing of that on the radio. Jojo, the president's son. The president's son was accused on a social media by cartel. Isn't it? So they gave him money. When he denied that he right. When he said he know the people, he interacted with some people. Whether they are cartel, he not know. But now they are cartel. What is the government doing to bring Jojo to investigation? When last have we heard that Jojo have been invited by the police? I want the Liberian people to listen and listen very well and not misquote him but quote me directly. A real serious concern in the community. It shows that the government is trying to shield those involved in the drug activity, but rather focus on the bad regime because the bad regime was dealing allegedly in drugs. It's unfair. It's unfair. Judge was not above the law. Police invite a man, and when you invite the kind of a case, when Jojo is invited, it should be known by the public with policy statement. That we, based on the statement with her and Jojo info on the issue, the fact that he has several of connection with the people, he need to answer question. Nothing of that on the radio. Jojo, the president's son. The president's son was accused on a social media by cartel. Isn't it? So they gave him money. When he denied that he right. When he said he know the people, he interacted with some people. Whether they are cartel, he not know. But now they are cartel. What is the government doing to bring Jojo to investigation? When last have we heard that Jojo have been invited by the police? I want the Liberian people to listen and listen very well and not misquote him but quote me directly. A real serious concern in the community. It shows that the government is trying to shield those involved in the drug activity, but rather focus on the bad regime because the bad regime was dealing allegedly in drugs. It's unfair. It's unfair. Judge was not above the law. Police invite a man, and when you invite the kind of a case, when Jojo is invited, it should be known by the public with policy statement. That we, based on the statement with her and Jojo info on the issue, the fact that he has several of connection with the people, he need to answer question. Nothing of that on the radio. Jojo, the president's son. The president's son was accused on a social media by cartel. Isn't it? So they gave him money. When he denied that he right. When he said he know the people, he interacted with some people. Whether they are cartel, he not know. But now they are cartel. What is the government doing to bring Jojo to investigation? When last have we heard that Jojo has been invited by the police? I want the Liberian people to listen and listen very well and not misquoting but quote me directly. A real serious concern in the community. It shows that the government is trying to shield those involved in the drug activity, but rather focus on the past regime because the past regime was dealing allegedly in drugs. It's unfair. It's unfair. Judge is not above the law. Police invite the man, and when you invite in that kind of a case, when Jojo is invited, it should be known by the public with policy statement. That we, based on the statement we have and the Jojo info on the issue, the fact that he has several of connection with the people, he needs to answer a question. Nothing of that on the radio. Jojo, the president's son. The president's son was accused on a social media by cartel. Isn't it? So they gave him money. But he denied that he right. But he said he know the people. He interacted with some people. Whether they are cartel, he not know. But now they are cartel. What is the government doing to bring Jojo to the investigation? When last have we heard that Jojo has been invited by the police? I want the Liberian people to listen and listen very well and not misquoting but quote me directly. A real serious concern in the community. It shows that the government is trying to shield those involved in the drug activity, but rather focus on the past regime because the past regime was dealing allegedly in drugs. All right. So there you have it. Samuel Koga. People were back after the news bulletin. Sorry for the little time. Yes, indeed. 21 minutes past 7. That's the time check. Wet Wednesday evening right here in Painesville. The rain falling. In fact, outside, but no time already. So let's manage the little time we have. Mr. Dishu and other Mr. Conan, please. I think when we are talking some of these things, let's just make it a little bit, sweet and short, so that we all can have time to respond to everything. But our main focus will be now on Samuel Koga's statement on the police RG and the president's son. I think is the last video that we just played not too long. In fact, questioning why up to now the president's son has not been called on, or in fact for investigation. Are we doing selective justice? Let me ask you, Mr. Conan, are we doing selective justice? Because even Front Page Africa will also carry similar, if I hear like that, like in fact we are selecting now who to carry, or if I would to call for, in fact, questioning, or if I would to call for investigation. And I think that question will go to Mr. Dishu, but why, Mr. Conan?
Yeah, Mabel, again, it's great that you're back. Koga is laying out, he's making a case, and something that we have been talking here over and over, and other social media platforms is stating it. It's good that it's being amplified by a senator for that matter. It's a concerning thing, Mabel. It is a concerning thing that people need not take lightly. But you know, the politics that this government and the Unity Party people are trying to do, that's what they call it, say, flip the switch. They're trying to flip the switch around here and put the opposition and other people on a defense. That's the reason why they're doing this. Now, every discussion now is contemplating on something that, according to them, that happened in 2021 and 2022 and so on and so forth. And they want to take the focus on what happened just a few days or a few weeks ago in the country. This is the game here. And for the police RG, again, Koga was on point. You cannot be going around arresting all the little drug peddler people that are smoking with bucket road and this and that, but the people that work under you directly that you got supervision on. Every morning you give them briefing, you discuss on national issues, and they are involved in the things to the point that they have been suspended and dismissed, and you say you don't know anything about it, but yesterday you want to be a police chief. It's appalling. Your own conscience should tell you at this point in time that, hey, look, listen, there are some lapses here. Let me step aside from this investigation. But the man is the referee and the player at the same time. Going around still arresting people especially a political opponent, that he's not giving them the opportunity. Maybe why we're going to take Gregor Cuomo if you extend an invitation to Marajua Howard, to Manatila, can you please come over to the office here? We will have some discussion to do with you. Unless you reject it, let's see. He didn't do that because they have political motive. So obviously, Koga is on point, Mabel. And Mabel, I said there's something here. They're forgetting this is a bad politics. Remember, Joe Howard Taylor is from a two former ruling party in our country. And they were popular parties, influenced in Nima County and Bon County especially. And to come and you think you take out a player as a football and you get positive feedback from it, you're mistaken. Because trust me, this is not going to go away, and they're going to be on the defense on it until Jojo and other people can come and testify or call them for at least questioning, for some clarifications. People will continue to say it, and it's good that it's being amplified by this man. Yeah, my dear brother, she can come in.
Yes, Koga did all. He reiterated everything that all have been saying from day one. And he even questioned the IG during the Senate hearing. And that is when the IG insulted him intelligently. But that question was posed to him today, and he gave a good answer. As a leader, you know he's not supposed to take it that hard. But when you come to the fact that the people of Unity Party, they are so blind with patriotism that they cannot face reality. Wrong is wrong, no matter who does it or says it. Joe Walker Jr., Jojo, we never knew anything about him. The allegations that came out, we didn't manufacture it. They were clear. He communicated what is supposed to be alleged traffickers on the other side. You, as an investigator, going through this case, you don't think that Jojo was or have been one of the people of interest being caught up? You don't think that the 5 officers that under him, who is heading the investigation, were caught up one way or the other into helping and abating and transporting of the drug business? You will never call them. They just try to show to the public and the international community that selected justice is being displayed in Liberia. And the aftermath, they're not even thinking about the aftermath. It is the aftermath that Mayborn was trying to point out. What's going to happen after this investigation? The international community, like we all had said, like AB said, the people are taking notes. When you hear at the end of one term, when you hear that this person cannot go to America, or the other person in the financial thing, that is when the people will come to reality that the international community was there, but they had no access to the real investigation, and they were playing only a part that is supposed to be listen or sit down and receive and read what we have given you, and you can analyze it for yourself. But like I said, it's not like before when we only had BBC and CNN. We got more than millions and millions of outlets right now. Everybody is a journalist in his own right. You got your camera on your phone, you got a recorder, you can do something about it, and that's what is happening. And the government cannot twist out of this because everything being documented. At this time, Joe Walker had not been called, Jojo had not been called for investigation. And the man from the RIA who had letter allowing the ship to dock in our water, saying that it has some problem, and he had not been called for investigation. You can see, like I said before, the government just elected a dry-faced person, which is the IG, to do the dirty work at this moment. He won't give a hint what anybody said. What he said, the people must believe it, or they should have their own way of thinking about it. That's how you feel for it right now, and it's a terrible time.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Dishu. It's a terrible time. Indeed, I have some few follow-up questions that we're going to talk about. Then we'll go to the line to interact with our people. That will be at 7:40. Yeah, so we'll use the remaining 10 minutes. Some of you who are listening, but again, Mr. Dishu, somebody, in fact, investigators or people who are in charge of the investigation. Sometimes when you go back on the internet, you see their post. Some of them quoting the scriptures. Some of them posting all kinds of things that you are, in fact, that Mr. Connor just said. Sometimes the issue of integrity, there were sometimes when I see some of them talking about, oh, you put on like the country. I think sometimes maybe they are the one now who don't really have love for the country, because if you go back into the Bible, when they talk about when you hold a raw or you want to lay the raw down, that means you will spoil the child or the child may not come out good. So when people are fighting hard for the country to be better, and you sit there, you think that maybe what you are doing because they are not pressing you, that means they don't love the country. I think you are the one that even hate the country. So let's go back to the investigators. If you go on their Facebook pages, or some of them, they keep posting, even to have to do with the EPS boss, Sam Gay. I don't know which role Sam Gay is actually, or maybe actively playing into the entire film, that he's always on the supporting arm of the RG when the maybe the creators or whosoever person, when they twist it on the side, Sam Gay will come on the side. When the other information come on the side, the police RG2 also is also on the other side defending. Sam Gay is defending. Are we defending ourselves, or should we be defending the law? Because this is interesting, and this is embarrassing to some of us, even to the next generation. Because at the end of the day, the politics will come and go. And these people, their time that they are serving for, their tenure will come and go. And at the end of the day, all of them, you will not see them around here. They're what we are seeing today. Some of the previous government officials, I don't know what some of you, what you are seeing there around here. No. So at the end of the day, you myself will become vulnerable. That's why we will come here, we want to talk this thing. But let me go back to you people about the issue of integrity that Mr. Connor was talking about. The police urging to step down with all of the noise. I don't get it. How the president, Mandiko, will come out, even though he will be speaking at 8 o'clock tonight, he will be addressing the nation. Let me inform some of you that the president, Mandiko, will be addressing the nation. We don't know when you'll be talking about again this evening. Maybe if somebody just tested me, maybe the mayor will be sending more support to the justice minister and that of the police. You see the kind of embarrassment. I'm telling you, people keep texting me about, but maybe what you're thinking will say, apart from him pressing, I'm telling you, apart from him pressing the police RG or the justice minister. So this is interesting.
Maybe you got legitimate concern, okay? But here's the thing. Let's try to make some sense of the things around here. You got a situation today. You have incarcerated the former vice president. For you say she requested monies and so on and so forth. Maybe if you put all the money concern that they mentioned in whatever transaction, quote unquote transaction, the vice president had with this I don't know what the guy name what's his name? Sheikh Bashiru or whatever his name is. It's less than, it's not even half of what the cartel stated that they gave to Jojo. $2 million. Now you talk about 175,000, 30,000 here, 15,000 here, so and so forth. Today the vice president in jail for it. But you got a man that is cartel telling you that they gave their money for a purpose. And you have not even called, nobody saying McGrath go put in jail, but to even call him for inquiry, you have not done that at all. But today you get our former vice president seated somewhere under the guise of she was trafficking, she was solicited, and so on, all these kind of charges. It's appalling, Mabel. So, indeed, any of the investigators, this thing is up politics, and unfortunately, it's naivety on their part to think that they would do these things and people will not figure it out, and this particular drug situation will die down. It's not going to die down under this kind of situation that they are proceeding with. And I don't care about what Mr. Barker come to tell the nation today. Mr. Barker has said everything that's happening over there is with acquiescence. I bet you there is no way police argue ever get the bravery to go and even get it to put up a former vice president if it is not with the approval of the president. He is in the full know of it. Mr. Barker sanctioned this particular behavior. The buck stopped with him. So nobody going to tell me anything else I believe it here. The buck stopped with the president.
Thank you.
And the security of the nation lies in his hands. Today, you got foreign people on our soil for a reason that none of the people are even called for investigation. He Barker told you that they were going to conduct investigation on the local thing that maybe it's going to 7 months now, 8 months. Not a single investigator has been done about it. It's because of the tribal people in there, or it's because of his nephew, who is the internal affairs minister, is involved in it. He's not telling you anything. But I bet you if that particular situation, any opposition person that was at that border and that thing happened there, tell that opposition person in jail. Well, Mr. Barker, that's the government you got today. Thank you, Mabel.
Thank you, Mr. Dishu. What are we expecting from the president, especially Mandicom? Because I know there are a lot of predations. People are already now start to even predate. In fact, some people, let me go do my business. No, you got to listen, and we will give you all of the information as they unfold. But Mr. Dishu, what are you expecting from the DCOM or from the president this evening?
For the president, for the information that you just gave out, if it's going to be true that you're going to speak out this evening, then I'll tell you how much pressure is on the president. The pressure is blooming. And they have fought a lot in keeping him out of the space of talking. But it has come to a point now that the different presidents around and the dignitaries around that have been acting, inquiring about the case on Joa Howard Taylor, that has sparked the president to come out to say something. I believe so, if he's going to come out. Because for this case, he had already laid the whole case up. He had given the trust to the police director and the investigator to carry it out. And the only thing he's going to do is to back them. And he knows the reason for backing them up. Because anybody else that he put there, an independent body, or somebody that is independent in investigating this particular case, will call Joe Barker Jr. for some kind of questioning. And you want that. You want to open all with the director what he said and the direction he's going through. They want the public to believe that is the right direction. But they fail to realize that it's not only the police director that we listen to. We have different outlets that we listen to and we do our investigation ourselves. So it is hard at this particular time. I don't know what he's going to say to us as a people, but I believe that he will only come to back the people up who doing the investigation. And why he's coming up is because the pressure being mounted on him from the international community asking questions about Joa Howard Taylor. That's how I see it.
And quickly, Mr. Digi, before I tell you, if you tell this second, are we waging war on democracy? Maybe people are not thinking the war because other people are saying, even though, yes, it's good that we take our leaders or whosoever to court, but sometimes, especially in the kind of cases, let's be able to have some maybe level of respect. Like you're saying, in fact, she's a standard bearer for a political party, the NPP. And in fact, she also hero from Bon County. The people of Bon County, I don't know how they are feeling, but also she's a standard bearer. So are we politically waging war on democracy, or we are blinding our eyes and say, no, let democracy, in fact, let do everything maybe by the rule of law, or in fact, let go by the rule of law and forget about the issue of sympathy and so forth, because this is interesting, the issue that people are not looking at everything from the other side, that from all indication, the woman should have been taken home, at least maybe security, maybe or house arrest. While she there, or the fulfilling of her documents. Some of it shouldn't take even 1 or 2 days. If you have all of the evidence and everything, why should we even waste time into some of the process? So what say you quickly?
I would say quickly that I told you before that the government made a very, very big mistake by involving the vice president. Because the international community, everybody listening to what is happening, and people have documents that they can read, and they can go back to 2021, 2022, know very well that this woman had no part to play in the drug business. And at that late time, that you can bring her, arrest her immediately, and say that you have somebody that the government of America is looking for in one way or other for some kind of allegation that they are planning on him. To have that man as state witness against our vice president, or the former vice president rather, I mean, it tells the world that our country right now is being very, very much selective on this particular case. The case are turned around because the international community, the other former presidents and stuff like that in those jurors, have gone into it and have looked at how can you people link 2021, 2022 with 2026 bus scheme that we all saw happen vividly. Who carried it? Who said this? The people who are involved. And at this stage, none of those people being investigated, but only from one arrest of the vice president, straight to the police station, after detention, straight to the court. Now she's being indicted and waiting for a court trial. You can tell the international community and everybody in Liberia that knows better, I see in between the lines that they think went politically and they went to the wrong person, because they will never produce that kind of evidence, which the international community is waiting for the government to produce evidence against Joel. I mean, I'm not part of that at this moment, but I don't see it. I don't see it.
You know, my brother, let me just take a bite. Let me just take a bite on it. You know, I think maybe I just saw his senator. I think he's going through some heavy rain over there, giving him the signal problem. Yeah. That's what happened. I think yeah. The fact of the matter is that I told you guys this yesterday. Mark it. This is weaponizing drug trafficking at the expense of the opposition. They will use this, anybody, as long as they want to get even with you. It could be the municipality, it could be the Mr. Cummings, it could be anybody. Oh, we got a witness there. He said that he talked to you about drug trafficking and he agreed to it. Boom, they grab you. This is it. Just how, like I told you guys yesterday, the Doe era, every day was a coup attempt in our country, and every time political opponent were apprehended. This is the case here. By the time they found out that you maybe come to some prominence, they will say, oh, but we got a witness here. Sheikh Bashiru said he got a witness. Look at you, go put a guy in the room, take a phone call this woman, have a conversation with her, and you record that. It's like a preemptive strike. How we'll entrap you, we're going to do this. So every political leader of the opposition and whatever in our country will be cognizant of it, that this is the ploy, that they're going to weaponize drug trafficking issue in our place and then entrap you and literally incapacitate you and incarcerate you.
That's true.
This is it. Nobody should overlook this, because it could happen to people could get a bravery to look at a former vice president, former senator, former deputy governor of the bank, former first lady, with all fear or even factoring in that, oh yeah, that lady belonged to two former ruling party of this nation. Who else can do it? Though? They can silence you, and they can completely malign you by just interrupting this. Oh, we got a witness here. This is the weaponization of the drug trafficking, the drug situation in our country. And politically, people need to be very, 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 very aware of it, be it the opposition political parties as well as the citizenry. It needs to be rejected and rejected forcefully. It's bad. If you think you're fighting drug, then be a holistic and be very much balanced with the situation. You can't have a man, somebody call, had a whole recording and stated that we did it, and the person himself acknowledged that I'll talk to these people. And they told you to give him $2 million. And you're even calling for questioning whether go grab a lady, a reputable person that have been pretty consistent in our country in the political space for over 30 years now, and they'll come and they incarcerate her on non-bailable offenses until she can go through the court proceeding. When the court is going to get started, she will be sitting in jail. That's what they're telling us here.
Yes, that is true. You know, you said it all. There is something that he just said. He said, the more corrupt the state, the more numerous the laws. He said, when the power shows itself, laws multiply and justice diminish. We're into a country that I will believe that this is pure dictatorship in a sense. If you really look inside it, we cannot call this democracy because
this is not democracy.
No, and that's a question that maybe I want to also answer. Whether this is democracy. I will not deem this as democracy. You know, this is some form of dictatorship that our people are experiencing from another angle, an angle which they have not seen before. There have never been any government that has gone this far in putting out false accusations and seeing to it that that particular leader, the leader of that particular party, of that particular institution, is being sent to jail under false allegations. We have never seen it happen to that level. But this particular government is so brave enough to plan something that they themselves do not have an answer for. When I say this, they don't have the evidence to prove. But just to damage the character of that particular person.
But brother, just go back and read the 2023 drug law. It's telling you, in order for you to be charged with this kind of thing, they say even to facilitate or nothing, but say you directly. It says that you must be manufacturing, you must be exporting, you must be distributing, you must be importing. Pray tell me, who in Liberia will believe that Joe Howard Taylor will be manufacturing drug, importing drug, exporting drug out of Liberia? Who will believe that? Look at the woman's situation. You think Joe is going to be having all that drug money? Her son will die in Liberia? So use that opportunity to send him out of the country for some treatment and other things. Look at it, even the vehicles that I woman been complaining that even her entitlement as the former vice president, the vehicles she complaining. And just as she say using the old vehicles around in our place. I mean, what sort of political suicide is this people committing? And I think it will go unanswered. I'm just disappointed in the likes of Jim Barney, who happened to be an MPP person. Up to now, he's not speaking because why? He's aligning with the United Party Rescue Missionaries. So Why he been a political up with Jews, so they're not even speaking.
Yeah.
But those are people that need to be speaking forcefully to understand that we support you, but the trend you are taking is wrong for the nation. There's a lot of Koga and other people who have to be speaking up. But James Barney, who is an MPP person, you're not even speaking to this thing. The Darius Dillon worked for this woman as a chief of staff. You're not even addressing it because why? He's a rescue missionary. And they need to call their names out for those behavior.
Yeah, you're so right, baby. Good names that you just revealed, you're so right. These were the kind of people that in Joel's heart she would be thinking that those were the people that were going to be defending her.
Yeah.
But the people are so blind politically that they don't even see wrong. I don't understand. A very poor man, because he's part of the Unity Party, he died from poverty, but still praising the people who keeping him down. Now, that is a society that we have to deal with at this moment. The poor man is a man who is backing the rich man from keeping him poor. When other people want to talk, they will fight you for their masters. So that means to say, this society that we are talking about and hoping for a change, we got a long way to go, Evie. I must admit, we shouldn't be sugarcoating it. We got a long way to go.
But my brother, you are so right on that. Here's the thing. I hear you talk about, the woman asked for assistance for her foundation. She asked for assistance for her party, MPP, and the CDC. I mean, even in the great United States, the greatest economy of the world, political parties, political individuals, they solicit. They ask people to donate to their political ventures. Okay? It's not a crime. So if you come here as an investor or maybe anybody that got interest in the party, because many a time investors come around support candidates thinking that, when the person win, they will protect my business interest or my investment interest or so on and so forth. So they can do those things. It's not a crime. Now, but for you to say that it was one of the guys that you gave to order will allow you to be trafficking drug, especially at a level of Joe Howard. I mean, man, look, I don't know, my brother.
My man, the system is broken. The system isn't broken.
I don't know. I don't know how to put it.
Yeah, the system isn't broken. It is built this way to keep the people in this particular direction. Look how many elections we have held since the death of October. We are part of history right now.
Yeah.
Since the people have come in, since after October time, my brother, we have had a system that never gave the mind of the people a chance. They have always been controlled. And that control came from after the death of October, those people that came to be recognized as leaders, as leaders at that time, everybody had their own setting. And we didn't take note of these things here, unless these things have been manifested into the minds of our people. To take it out of their mind right now is the problem that I'm saying that we have a very serious problem. Because to stop the brainwashing of these people, because they have been brainwashed already, to try to wipe it off, it needs a whole decade. And that will only be done and led by a leader, not a president. We need a leader in the country. The last leader we ever had was October.
You know, my brother, that's a silent point you're driving home. But people need to understand the systematic behavior of this current government.
Yeah.
In the case of the fire outbreak at the Capitol building, Priscilla Cooper was one of those that name got mentioned in that particular case. They dropped charges against her because she's a United Party partisan.
Yeah.
So you see what I'm talking about? But other people, they are opposition people, they put charges, they maintain charges on them. A case that they told her that they had, multiplicity of evidence to prove in court. Only the board of court, and they could not give the court anything. Literally, they went about, they aborted the trial. Now I heard you guys talking about Supreme Court coming down with decisions or more. Obviously, they're not. I don't think they're coming down with decision or the merit of the case itself. I think because I think the defendants or sole lawyer, I think they took a complaint that this case was going on and they disbanded the jury and so on and so forth. I think that's why they're making a decision on. I think that's the thing. I don't think they're going to make a decision on the entirety of this case that they said. Because
how about the fire case? How about the fire case? You don't think
that's the fire case I'm talking about. Because the trial, remember the trial was going on, and then the prosecution asked that the case be aborted and they disbanded the jury. Because they were losing the case, so the thing that they want to move, they want to change the venue.
But I case had appointed already.
No. They never ran out a decision in that case. They disbanded the jury, my brother. They disbanded the jury.
Well, I thought the Supreme Court, I thought the court rather gave its opinion, and after the opinion was given, Samatua said that, oh no, it's not the Samatua case.
No, the 12 case. The 12 case, I'm talking about the one with the Capitol building fire thing.
Yeah, you're right.
That one of the kids was going to disband the jury.
Yeah.
So they're talking about they're going to go for moving, changing venue.
The community that had the investigator there, and I finding that they never put out.
They never produced that thing. They never sent it in court as evidence because it was damning for them. They couldn't do it. They said they had geospatial evidence. They never even took that to court. This is the same government telling you that they got mounting of evidence on the world today. And when you go to court, they ask them to produce, they will not do it, but they will want to force the judges to make decisions on their behalf. Or the jurors will intimidate them because this is intimidating that. Now, the way they're treating the other jurors that disbanded from 12 case, anybody that juror that go there, they will be telling them, man, you do what they will want it, they will treat you how the other people doing it.
That is my fear.
That's the fear. That's what I'm talking about, how they're weaponizing everything over there against ordinary people and political leaders.
That's my fear that
there were the draconian leadership and the dictatorial tendency comes in. But again, it don't surprise me because Mr. Barkai came to prominence through a military government. He came to prominence. So I think he's kind of imbued with some of the characteristics stay. And that's the reason why they're practicing this kind of thing. It's all about power grab.
Decrease. Yeah.
It's all about power grab, my brother. And then people need to stand up to this thing to discourage it. We are practicing democracy. We are no longer practicing, we're not operating by degrees. That country is operating on democracy. It was predicated on that the former president peacefully turned over power on a 17,000 vote difference. Okay? So for somebody to come around and then it took us back into the dark days, because I can tell you this, cumulatively, if you're going to be treating people like that, at the end of the day, people have to revolt. They will have to revolt, whether you like it or not. Because at the end of the day, if you're going to be looking at a political sector, an influential political person, and you think that you're going to malign them, you're going to literally treat them the way you're treating them, and you expect that people will not resist it, followers of that individual will not resist it, you're mistaken. You are definitely mistaken. Because this will be this is something that they're calculating here, and all their political opponents, they will put them in a situation like that and put charges on them and take them for non-bailable, and you sit there and politically you become irrelevant, or you can't take part in something, then it be that they alone or whoever they want to select to do those things. This is the political machination we're talking about here. It's calculated, my brother. This is calculated.
It is calculated, and that is why being selected. Because like we're saying, the pressure that is on Boca right now, they have never had that kind of pressure on him before. The government right now, the reason why they took so long for even Paul name to come out, and Paul left America and came on his own will to face the investigation.
And then Paul you invited Paul on numerous occasions back and forth.
But the government have been deciding, AB, who to put out there. That is the key. That is the key.
That's the point.
Out there, who feels they will put out there for that?
That's the point.
No.
And this is diversion. This is diversionary practice.
What is it all about?
Yes.
It is serious to a point now that names, information, and evidence have been shown to the public that they didn't expect. They never expected that videotape was going to come out with a cocktail boys saying that they gave Jojo some money.
Yeah.
Seriously. They pray God that tape was never going to come out. But all the things that God brought it out for us.
Of course.
He did something
and
for
he
us.
himself acknowledged the fact that he spoke to people.
And we should actually take note of these things. And what do you say about AAB?
But the man himself acknowledged the fact that he spoke to the people, my brother. He acknowledged it. Okay. And then you're talking about somebody saying that we gave you $2 million for the purpose of our drug operations. And then you cannot even muster the courage to say, you know what, just to save the face, we'll invite the man for inquiry. Nothing. And a woman that been in our country, her age right now, she got health issues and all of the things, and you found pleasure in grabbing her, putting her into some political cycles around here on bogus charges to prove a political point somewhere. To say, oh, because the goal is to make the Liberian people to believe that the issue about drug situation originated from the previous government, the CDC government. Yeah. This is all the calculation around here, my brother.
Let me ask you something. Wait.
Yeah.
Please give me the link between 2021, 2022, and the 2026 grab ball. Please, at least, because that gave me something.
Listen, it makes no sense to me. That's what I'm saying. The political calculation is too elementary, it's too pedestrian, it's like they're making it appear. Because tell me now, so the $317 million drug bust that you're talking about, Joel arranged Atkinson 2021, that just 2026 Liberia. Is that what you're telling us here? Yeah? Well, I mean, or you're telling us that despite the fact she's a former vice president that has no political power anymore, she still got influence over the security apparatus to the point that the police will be escorting drugs in the country state. So, my brother, you ask a question that any logical person will find out. They say, but wait a minute. You got every legitimate question, a reason to ask the question because it's confusing. It's confusing, and you cannot even connect a dot in the whole situation.
No, I can't. I'm a former investigator. I cannot connect the
dot. You got a police escorting drugs. You got a son of the sitting president. People telling you to produce whole video telling you who get their money. And yesterday you go way back to the former vice president of the nation, talking about she had a position with people.
That is, that is all beyond comprehension. I would say that.
My brother, it's difficult to put together, but this is what you got today. This is diversion, one. Two, weaponizing the drug situation for a political opponent, and then three, to make it to appear that the previous government, the whole drug issue in our country emanated from that previous government.
Exactly so. You gave it right. You
said it right. Brother, for the record, today, that article, the Palm Grove Cemetery got destroyed under the Joseph Boakai and Ellen government. Because of drug. That was under their watch when that place got abandoned for drug takers. They made that place their home. So the issue about drug started from their time when Mr. Barker was vice president. But I want you to believe now that the whole drug thing got in the country coming from the previous, the past government. That's why they want to grab the former, the former vice president for the, because she part of the CDC and they're part of the previous government. That's why they grab her for and put her there to prove it that everything we're doing there, that the people started from there.
You know it. It will not be a fair trial on that particular.
It will not.
It will not
it's
be
politically motivated, so it will not.
Exactly so. What they have put together, they want to see the end of it.
Yes.
That is what the problem is.
They want to do something at the end of the day, come up with a conviction to say that, oh yeah, whatever we're telling you, yeah, that people did it.
Exactly so.
And they will not stop there. If this thing is not forcefully addressed by the opposition black, they will not stop it. They will weaponize even Mr. Comey, Mr. Belete, all the prominent opposition people in that place. If they find that there are any threat to them, they will weaponize the drug issue and put it on their head. Yes. You see, they make the money where you get here, so that drug money here, boom! You find out the guys some kind of willing witness somewhere that willing to tell the truth how they interacted with Mr. Belete or how they interacted with Mr. Comey or how they interacted with Mr. Teon Gonglo. Something like that. Yes.
Musa's son is in prison.
Yes.
Yes. Senator Amara Connor, if people have been affected and he crying for it. Yeah. That's why he took that position.
They don't care.
A passionate position because her family being involved, her family are part of this thing, and I mean, it's killing the repetition and it's killing the child himself. He won't talk about it, and when he talk about it, the government go against him. Yep. What is this here?
Yeah.
What is this here?
This is what we get now, my brother. This is what we get. But I know maybe we might not come back after.
I think we better just close.
Let's just close because after 4.
Okay, I would say to the public, we have some technical problem, and he said whatever reason, so could not continue with us. But I say thank you to the listeners, and I will be up tomorrow. Thank you.
Definitely. Thank you, my brother. Thanks for the time. And then again, like you stated, I know the callers were eager to call in, but maybe we got some technical issues, so he couldn't come back. But definitely we'll be on tomorrow. And this story is not the end of it. We will delve into it tomorrow. But my brother, it was great. And thanks to all of those that follow up. Thank you. Have a pleasant night.